live with tips on how to change those habits so that you can lose weight and keep it off for good. As you know, my whole thing when I come on the internet is all about, getting healthy, and doing it from a place of joy so that you're actually motivated to make change. Okay, because that's really the key. But as you know, like with everything going on with Corona, I really felt called to kind of switch up the message a little bit. Now, it is true that having a healthy body and a healthy mind are always good no matter what, and especially during this time. And so I just wanted to make sure that the message that I'm posting on social media right now is also responding to those concerns that people have around COVID-19 and Corona right now. And so I hope that everyone is doing what they need to do to take care of themselves, washing hands frequently, kind of keeping away physically, but really making sure that you're not distancing yourself socially. Okay, and this is part of my effort and attempt to do that. So I wanted to come as live as often as possible so that I can give you guys, the tips for emotionally working through this kind of crazy time right now. And these are tips that are good and valid forever. And so this video today is going to be about journaling, and I want you to journal with me. I actually journaled this morning. I'm going to show you exactly how I journal and how this helps me with my sanity. So whether or not you're on what I'm calling, the stay-at-home order in the Bay Area like we are out here, or whether or not you are in a version of lockdown light, or you're just kind of have a lot of anxiety going on, if you're working from home or your area is not affected by that just yet, but you're just kind of affected by everything that's going on in the news, then this is the right place for you to be. Okay, so just remember, and by the way, I'm looking at two cameras, so because I'm on Facebook, hi Facebook, and I'm also on Instagram, hey Instagram, whoop whoop. And so again, I have as much time as my child allows, so there you go. And as I mentioned to you before, I am all about habit change. I believe very, very, very strongly that in order to change our bodies, we have to change our habits, and changing our habits takes mindset work. So that's why you see me talking about journaling. You see me talking about things that may not appear to have anything to do with weight loss, but it all connects. And really, when we have a healthy body and a healthy mind, we can get through COVID and everything else. All right, so you with me? So I have today, I'm going to show you my journal. You see, it's not that pretty, right? It's just a little composition notebook. And I'm going to show you kind of how I work through it. Yesterday, I did a longer video about this. And so just before I get into my journal, I'm just going to tell you where you can find these resources that I'm talking about. So the journal that I use specifically is a journal prompt that I give out to clients, and I give out when I speak and all over the place. And you can actually find it in my Facebook group. My Facebook group is called Healthy Living Should Be Fun. If you're not already in that group, you should definitely join it because I post files and you can have access to all these different things. It's very easy. So if you search in Facebook, Healthy Living Should Be Fun, then you will absolutely be able to, you will find that group right away and you can request to join. This journal prompt is in the files section of the group on the left-hand side. Very easy. If you need it, if that's too much to remember or you're not Facebook savvy, message me and I will get it to you one way or the other. Okay? All right. And so with that, is there anything else I wanted to add? Oh, yeah. And especially, this is a really crazy time. It's my honor to be able to support people individually as well, too. I definitely I keep support around me all the time. I believe very much in mental support. I was not able to lose the 50 pounds and take good care of my health without also working on my mind. So I'd love for you to book a session with me if you're struggling, if you're having challenges with it. My schedule has been like way more clear than usual, so I have a lot more time on my hands. So you can click the link that's in that description. And if you're on Instagram, you can go to the link in my bio to find the link for how to book a session with me. It's thriveandbewhole.com/apply. Okay? So with that, we're going to dive on it. During that session, by the way, I should mention, we're going to talk a little bit more about what your vision is for your health, for your mindset, maybe what some of the struggles are. We will also talk about the number one thing that's blocking you from getting you where you want to go, and a concrete plan for what you can do with it. It's the best 50 to 60 minutes you can buy, and health coaching is what changed everything around for me. So I love to pay it forward. So you can click that link for that free session. All right. So now let's dive on into my journal. So as I showed you before, now I'm a person, if you haven't seen some of my videos before or posts, I'm someone who loves planners and loves fancy notebooks. I just happened to start this journal process back when I like, wasn't in a position to buy one. And so I've just stuck with it. And so eventually when I'm done with this journal notebook, I'll upgrade myself to a pretty notebook. You don't have to do all that, but I love it. And journaling, the reason why I emphasize journaling, even though it's sometimes hard for me to do, is because writing things down is proven in all different types of research studies to help the message sink in a lot more clearly and in an easier way. So when we write down a to-do list, it's proven that we remember it more. And there's something about writing our problems down, writing down our struggles, our fears and anxieties, and working through them that is very, very therapeutic in a way that typing for me hasn't really done. But if you are somebody who prefers to type, you can try and experiment with both. I prefer the old school composition notebook for this, and it really helps me work through things. Now, another thing that people also struggle with when it comes to journaling is what to write about. Okay, so if you're just writing about your problems, it may not be exactly the therapeutic thing that you're looking for. I find that I have to journal and be intentional about what I'm writing, and that's why I have specific prompts. Again, you can go to that Facebook group, Healthy Living Should Be Fun, and you can find those specific prompts, but I'll also walk you through them here. Okay, so the first thing, so this morning, I don't know if you can actually see this, but you see I wrote quite a bit. And again, you can do this, you can make this fit within your schedule. You don't have to do this every day. Now, if you find that you struggle with like having a positive mindset, it helped me when I was going through depression and anxiety, in addition to therapy. I was journaling in this every day for about 21 days to a month. It did wonders for the way, like it just became more automatic for me. And so I recommend journaling as needed, if you're kind of feeling like you're in a funk with this, or if you just want to do it every day, if you're a person who likes to journal. Okay. So with me, the first prompt that I did was I forgive myself for, okay? And this is a really important one. And this is one that people tend to struggle with. So when I think about the things that I forgive myself for, it's big and small. Oh, I hear my darling, almost 3-year-old playing in her room. That's what's going on over there. Okay, I'm going to mute her a little bit. She's having fun by herself. So the I forgive myself prompt is all about, again, that's self-forgiveness. This is a really critical piece that a lot of people tend to miss. And I'm going to give you a really good example of what that looks like for me. Okay, so I forgive myself for things that are big and small, the things that you might forget about, the things that you might feel as though these are the things that we tend to take for granted, the little and big mistakes that we make day to day or a couple of times a week. And a really good, if you are not sure how to write about how to forgive yourself, this is a really good sentence template. And again, this journal is available in my Facebook group, this journal prompt, so you can get it. But it is, I forgive myself for X, okay, for whatever action I took, because I know I was feeling Y, okay, and next time I will do Z. Okay, so you see how that works? I forgive myself for, not completing that project on time, not calling that person back when I said I would, not paying that bill on time, whatever it is, because I know I was feeling Y. And that second part of the forgiveness piece is critical, because this is the part where you allow yourself to act like a best friend to yourself. Because I know I was feeling really overwhelmed. I mean, hello, Corona, right? There's a lot of stuff, a lot of intense news that is at us all at all times, in addition to all of the responsibilities we have on our plates. We have work, we have families, we have lives, we have things that we have to take care of. It's enough to drive anyone crazy. So that's your opportunity to say, because I was feeling overwhelmed, because I was taking care of my family member. I was feeling overwhelmed at work because I had to transition to working from home and got a little out of sorts with my to-do list, got a little overwhelmed with my to-do list. This is your opportunity to be a best friend to yourself. And then once you've gone through that process, and you can write as many things as you want to there, give yourself a lot of grace and permission. And then you want to say to yourself, next time I will do Y, okay? So next time I will really make sure that I get back to writing down a to-do list. Next time I will make sure that I set a reminder for myself so I don't forget. Okay, so you see how that works? You're giving yourself a lot of grace. And then the next section, so in the next prompt, the next question that I then journal on, and I do that for as many items as I need to. And you should really take your time with that, because we tend to neglect that aspect of journaling. The second thing that I do, this is a more common thing, but I do what I'm proud of myself for. Okay, I'm proud of myself for. And again, this can be a hard one. This is a tricky one for a lot of people because we're not used to giving ourselves props, but it is so necessary and needed, and you will feel so good when you're done with it. So again, big and small, right? So you want to say on my journal, I'm proud of myself for getting a yes from a client. I got a yes from someone yesterday, despite Corona. Woohoo! Okay, that was a big deal. I am proud of myself for being patient with myself yesterday, because sometimes I have a tendency, even though I'm a coach, I sometimes struggle with being patient with myself. I have a to-do list a mile long, just like everyone else, and sometimes I can beat myself up for the things I don't accomplish. So I was proud of myself for really working on being patient with myself, for giving myself grace, and for not beating myself up when I didn't get things done. I was proud of myself um, for giving myself breaks, for playing with my kids at a time when they really needed me, but I was really exhausted. But I knew I could tell that they really, really needed me. So I set myself a timer. I was like, okay, I got like 20 to 30 minutes to give you, and then I'm giving them screens. But I pushed through and I gave them what they needed in that moment, and then they were fine. So I was proud of myself for that moment. And as you see, the more practice that I've had with this, the longer that I'm proud of myself list gets. So this section is the I forgive myself for. I don't know if everyone can see this, but I forgive myself for. Down at the bottom, I started the I'm proud of myself for, and that goes all the way over here. That used to be a really small list for me. But as I've gotten more and more practice at this, I can add more. And then I'm grateful for, I'm thankful for. And again, that list has grown too. And you want to think about things, you don't want to just think in general for the gratitude. I'm grateful for family. Yes, but try to be as specific as possible. So one of the things I wrote down was, I'm grateful for a great conversation I had with a family member who helped to talk me off the ledge. Or I'm grateful for the way I was able to help someone else out yesterday in our conversation. I'm grateful for an amazing friend who's a part of this women's networking group who's really trying to support me in my business and who's been sharing my content online. That is something that made me feel really grateful. I am really grateful for, let me see here, for an amazing teacher at my daughter's school who took time out of her busy schedule yesterday to help all of us parents uh, get set up on this digital learning platform that's going to happen later today. Okay, and she had a meeting with us and walked us through everything. That made me feel a lot of gratitude for that support. Okay, what else am I grateful for? I'm grateful for um, my husband and how supportive he was with me yesterday. And I put in a specific time when he helped me out with the kids when I was when I was starting to get a little tired. So you just want to be as specific as possible. And what's powerful about this is that these are sanity savers. Okay, this is all designed to help you feel good and peaceful. And again, there are other things. So if you find that journaling is just not enough, again, you should talk to someone because talking to someone is really important and powerful. I would support you, definitely book a session with me. I have more time and I want to be supportive in this time. Okay. Also, too, you can call a hotline. You can try to find an online therapist. These are all things that you can do to kind of, work through some of these things that may be going on right now, whether it's corona related or not. Okay. And with that, I hope that this helps. And I'm going to be going live at different times in the week. And I'll be doing more journaling with me so you can see exactly how I'm working through it. And I'll be doing more of my own sanity savers this week as well, too. So you can see just what a coach does to stay upbeat in these crazy times. Because as I mentioned in the video I did yesterday, I was real emotional on like Sunday and Monday. Okay, you can check out that video. And if you're on Instagram, by the way, I know Instagram doesn't save the lives, but if you go to my Facebook page, and I'll put the link in my profile, you can check that out. Go to my Facebook page, you'll see all of the lives that I'm doing on Facebook and Instagram simultaneously. Okay? All right, guys. So with that, join the Facebook group to find these journal prompts, or you can message me. And again, book a free session with me. You deserve it. All right, take care. Bye. Oh, let me figure out how to end this. There we go. When you're on two different social media platforms, it's a little tricky. All right, there we go. Bye, everyone.